Welcome to October. Welcome to Cheema Connect. My name is Jamie. This is Harmon. We've missed you guys. We have been busy. It's been a crazy couple of months. We got a lot of catching up to do. But first, let's say hi to Harmon. Harmon, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Jamie?
You've been a busy man.
Thank
I know
you.
you've been.
Is it October already?
It's October.
Oh
The fall leaves tell me so,
Wow.
and the decorations in the office also. Tell me a little bit about what Halloween's like in the Cheema household. The kids get a little crazy. You guys get dressed up. You guys eat a lot of sugar.
Yeah. We put the costumes on, go around the neighborhood. You know, get some candy, get some more sugar, get some more hyperness.
Yep.
You know,
Things speed up around the house, and the kids fall flat after crashing.
Yep. So.
Do the kids have any costumes in mind this year?
Yeah. I think my older one wants to be a shark, but I think we got something else planned for him.
Can we give a shout out to Arzon?
Yeah. What's up, Arzon?
And
You
Navon?
watching? Yeah.
What's up, boys? How you doing?
But I think Arzon's gonna actually be Captain America.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be excellent. I can't wait to see the costumes. Do you remember I dressed up last year? You remember what I was last year?
Wasn't Captain America.
It wasn't Captain America.
Yeah,
That's a great idea. I should have stole that idea. Bob Ross. Bob Ross. Who knows?
You dressed up that earlier as well.
I know, I did, for a little hype reel for our Driver Appreciation Week. That was a lot of fun. Do you have any plans? Do you guys like get together as like a family and like hit the streets, hit the neighborhood and try to get that candy?
Yeah. Well, it's hard, you know, with kind of the age they're in. So I think I'll just go out and we try. So.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
I remember one year, I think it was a couple years ago now, we actually had an office employee dress up as a truck.
Really?
Like a cardboard box. They cheemaed it out. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, much respect, much props. If we have a picture, we'll throw that in here as well. But
I could see Jamie earlier when he was a kid being the kid with the pillowcase of candy, right?
Oh yeah.
Were you one of those?
Absolutely. Yeah. And then when you're done, the best part was after you're done, getting on your bed or getting on the floor at home, dumping that empty pillowcase out and all the candy, just sorting through it, picking your favorite ones, giving the ones that suck to your sister. Sorry, Krista. Exciting. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun time of year. And man, isn't it beautiful up here in the Pacific Northwest?
Beautiful. Nice and brisk. It's
People
perfect.
say it rains here all the time. I don't know. I just see green.
It looks beautiful.
And orange and yellow and red. Well, let's get down to business. I don't want to forget, it's good to see you guys. Thanks for tuning in. A couple of reminders, like and subscribe. We really care about keeping you guys informed of what's going on here at Cheema Freight Lines, Cheema Solutions Driven. We want to make sure that you, viewers at home, and our professional team are up to date on all things Cheema related. So if you hit that like button, we know you're liking what we're putting out there. If you hit subscribe, it will remind you every time we've got new content, whether it be an episode of Cheema Connect, whether it be some other exciting hype reel we want to share with you, or some sort of training content. Subscribe will keep you up to date when there's new content available on our channel. So like it, subscribe to it, and stay up to date on all things Cheema. So, a couple of things since our last episode. It's been a few months. I've missed you guys, but we've got some catching up to do. First, September is always chaos, Driver Appreciation Week, so much fun, pure adrenaline, food trucks, llamas, this year dunk tanks. Harmon, you got in the dunk tank.
I did.
How was that experience?
I got hit pretty good.
Yeah.
I think I was in there probably 20, 25 times.
Yeah, the weather was right, so that much was good. But we had leadership, we had Harmon, we had Harry.
I was a little stiff after that. I was like, oh.
So people, if you've never been in a dunk tank before, any tips and tricks? I mean, you learned a little bit about being a victim in a dunk tank, right?
Yeah.
Like when you get dropped, I mean, it's just your legs.
It's not too bad.
But you're gonna go down, right?
Oh yeah.
So like, and then every time you get out, you're doing like reverse dips.
Oh yeah.
So like, you know.
Yeah. You gotta have that tricep. You know.
Yeah. You get a little development going on there, so
Yeah.
that part's good. But each of us signed up for an hour while we were down there in Lathrop, had a lot of fun. A lot of folks really got a lot out of that. We had drivers.
Oh, it was a great time.
We had driver spouses out there. We had security out there dropping employees in that dunk tank. But the best part always is engaging with our drivers.
Absolutely.
So many drivers turned out. I think I counted at least half the fleet was able to make it to one of our 4 Driver Appreciation Week events. So thanks for turning out. Thanks for showing out. I know if you weren't able to make an event, we still got goodies for you. I know it's mid-October, late October, but we've got a shirt, we got a hat, we got a sling bag, Cheema Freight Lines. Come stop by and see Ruby in Lathrop. Stop by and see Stacy or myself here in Pacific, and we got goodies for you. If you didn't get your goodies, come see one of us. Also, this past month, super excited, grand opening for Lathrop, California. How long has that been in the making?
Oh man, we started working on that pre-COVID. with the plans and the city plans and all. And then COVID happened, and so it delayed things a little bit. And then you know, costs kept going up and up and up, and I was like, all right, well, wait for this to come down a little bit, and that never happened. But yeah, no, it's been a long time coming, but I'm glad we're here. So it's great opportunity for us to continue to grow in that market. Great for our customers, great for our drivers, most importantly. Good facility for the driver's lounge. I mean, the driver's lounge is great, laundry, showers, everything. So I'm very excited about it. And I'm very excited to be able to do this for our drivers mainly. So
So let's talk about the facility first, and then let's talk about the actual grand opening event. So the facility you started to talk about, Driver's Lounge is special. Driver's Lounge is huge. It's got vending, it's got laundry, it's got stackable washer dryer. So there's 4 units, stackable washer dryer for driver's laundry. We've got 4 restrooms, each of which have a shower. So we got 4 showers, 4 restrooms. It's got flat screen TV, so you can watch your streaming television. It's got microwave, it's got an ice machine.
yeah,
And it's just spacious. It's got some beautiful furniture for drivers to just relax. There's cafe tables and chairs. There's access to dispatch, safety.
yep,
There's a little safety window if you need to reach our regional risk manager down there at the Lathrop terminal. And it's right there outside of the shop. And so if they're getting service done and they need to check on or need to get an update, they're going to come find their driver if they're waiting for their truck to be done. They're right there just down the hallway.
yep. And we're still working on some fine tuning and some things, but yeah, we're there.
Yep. Very special location. And then the event itself was a few weeks back.
Yep.
We invited vendors,
Yep, we had vendors, we had
customers.
city officials, we had some customers, we had office staff, we had some of our banks, financial institutes, police chief.
Mhm.
We had a lot of great folks. So the city of Lathrop's been awesome. So shout out to the city of Lathrop. Working with them has been good, and got to learn and got to know a lot of those folks there. So
Special time. There was a great showing of support from our partners and our vendors and city civic leadership. I was incredibly excited for the Cheema family for that big turnout. I mean, there was over 120 folks there on site. There was a special lunch. A couple words were shared, not only by was it the mayor,
yep,
Chamber of Commerce, yourself, our CFO briefly, and then the ribbon cutting out front.
it's a
And just a
great
great
time.
time to mingle and provide tours for all those that showed up to get an inside look at the new facility. So congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I know it was a long time coming. We've been dreaming about that thing for a long time, and then waiting once man, if we have old photos of helmets and shovels in the ground, remember
Yep,
the
yep.
kickoff event? Doesn't seem like that long ago,
Let's
but
not forget Lake Lathrop.
oh, let's please forget we're okay. Now it's all paved and it's
Yeah.
beautiful. So if you haven't had a chance, swing on by, check out the lounge, check out the amenities at Lathrop, California. Well, we're excited. There's been some changes staffing wise in the safety department. Do you want to lead this out?
Yeah, so our director of safety, who's been here for a few years now, Scott Grafe, is retiring. So
Congratulations,
yeah,
buddy.
congratulations. Long time coming for his career, and he's been in it for a long time. So we're happy to have him retire here at Cheema, a fellow teammate. We're also very excited about, you know, when good things happen like this, it's an opportunity for more great things and to improve and do some more, you know, good things. So we're going to be introducing our new VP of Safety here in a little bit, coming up, and I'll let Jamie do that when the time comes. But yeah, we're excited for him. We're excited for some of the changes we're making with the way we're handling claims and some of those things, and we'll have some more safety representation in the Phoenix market and in Lathrop as well.
We've got some topics we're going to cruise through here. I'm going to call this basic blocking and tackling, but this is some key stuff that most drivers do on a daily basis. These are kind of like straight out of the playbook, need to know stuff for our professional drivers. But you know, if we don't remind best practices every now and again, we're failing you. And so Harm and I are just going to rip through a couple of things we want to remind our professional drivers to make sure we're providing top-notch service to our customers. You guys ready? You ready, Harmon?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's start with talking about this new tool, Relay. So Relay, we have transitioned from our plastic fuel cards. Plastic fuel cards, they serve their purpose for a season, but in this modern age of technology, we now have a resource called Relay, which is entirely cardless. No plastic card to lose, no mag strip on the back of that plastic card that will wear over time, no leaving it at
Or
home
get skimmed.
or get
Yep.
scammed. No flagged for fraud, so I can't swipe my card at the pump because somebody thinks they used it somewhere else. Now what we've done is we've moved to a new resource, and it's called Relay or Relay Payments. What that does is it provides an app on our ELD tablets. Drivers will go to that app. They will select their pilot or flying J that they're gonna be fueling at that particular transaction. They'll enter their information, and then it will generate a number, the relay start code, which is 73529, and then we'll generate a 12-digit number unique to that transaction that will unlock the pump to put on the fuel or the depth that they need. It's really easy, and it's entirely cardless.
And it's really secure. So the main reason why we moved to a system like this is one, it's get with the times, right? The old cards are going away. Number two is we had a lot of theft, fraud issues, not just us, but the industry as a whole with the old school cards. And so that was becoming a big deal. We probably spent upwards of, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 grand last year or more doing just fighting the fraud. So I'm sure a lot of drivers have had to where their card, we had to do something manual because their card was on fraud alert. What that meant was every time you scan it, there was these skimmers out there that were making a copy of your card and then using it in a different state, oftentimes states we don't even go to. So it was very hard to track. And well, they were buying fuel on our accounts, and not just ours, but the entire industry. So there's a lot of theft out there, a lot of fraud, a lot of scammers. So this is hopefully going to prevent a lot of that because it's not going to allow that to happen.
Right. Half of the fleet already has come through. We've been working on this rollout since Driver Appreciation Week, meeting with drivers one-on-one. So they would come see Rob in Phoenix, see Ruby or Chris in Lathrop, or they would see myself or Stacy up here in Pacific Washington. And we do a little one-on-one. We'd activate them, we'd shut off their EFS card, train them on the new Relay app. Super simple, takes like 5 minutes. And then once they're set up, they're on their way. And like I said, we've gone through about half the fleet so far. So if you have not yet received that training and been activated on Relay, professional
Let's
team of
get you guys
drivers,
on it.
make sure to swing by and see one of us to get that turned on for you so you can get that activated and be using that new Relay resource. We want to have that done by the end of the month, but ASAP.
Yeah.
So no later than the end of the month. Let's get that knocked out. But again, I would say we're close to 260 of our drivers. So we still got a few out there, just a couple hundred left to get knocked out. So come by, get that taken care of.
Yeah, and it's not just for fueling. It's going to be used for lumper services as well.
Yep.
So the nice part about it is the technology within our system. When the load is created, it goes to Relay. It comes back and knows that this receiver has a lumper, and that Relay's already a partner with, which they've got most of them now. They're getting more and more that they're a partner with, and then it creates that relay code within the load right away. So when we send you the load, it's already got that code. You don't need to call in for an EFS check anymore or a money code. You can use that code and it'll automatically go right back into our system, tell us the amount of the lumper and all that, and breeze on its way through to billing.
So time savings right there. So typically before Relay, we had to wait until we got a final amount from the lumper.
Yep.
And that's after a couple of hours of offloading. And then once you had that, you had to call in, get a hold of somebody in dispatch, and maybe that's after hours. So it might not always be the quickest call to get a hold of somebody, get that money code. All that goes away because you already have that pre-assigned money code as part of your stop details in your dispatch load assignment. So all you got to do is go to your stop, hit stop details, scroll around, looking around where you would find your delivery number, and there you'll find that Relay payments code to issue to the lumper, and you'll have that by the time you're dispatched on it. So there'll be no delay. We've got a little bit of time savings gained right there.
Yep, and that code is ready to go. So you don't have to worry about an amount or anything. Like that's already hooked up directly to the lumper service. The system already knows what the amount's going to be. We don't even know it. The system does it internally, and then it comes back and it populates into our system.
I guess I should also remind the folks at home, we no longer need a receipt. So that's another great win out of this.
Only for Relay. So if you still get an EFS code or if you still have to pay a lumper manually for whatever reason, we need that receipt. So don't be, don't lose the receipt. But if it's a Relay receipt or a Relay process, then the receipt comes into our system automatically.
Yep. Beautiful. Time savings and transaction savings. So one fewer piece of paper to chase and scan in. Anything else on Relay?
I think that's relayed enough.
We've relayed enough on that topic. Let's talk True Fuel next.
All right.
So I'm pretty excited about True Fuel. I don't know about the folks at home. We've got a lot of mixed reactions, but I want to tell you a little story about Driver Appreciation Week and True Fuel. So I got to visit a lot of the terminals as part of Driver Appreciation Week: Pacific Washington, Albany, Oregon, Phoenix, and Lathrop, California. Well, I was out there dancing around, getting dunked, hanging out with the drivers, hanging out with the llamas. Harry and our buddy Frizz were out there with their laptops, bringing drivers in and showing them their True Fuel data. And for drivers that would take the time to look at it with one of them, they would see that there's 4 categories they're rated on, right? Over RPM, over speed, cruise control, and excessive idle. And on this database, they can take a look and see where they can improve their performance. And had some incredible conversations. I remember talking to drivers or overhearing conversations between them with drivers, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's all I need to do? Oh, cool! I can have a pretty radical impact on my unnecessary fuel burn if I just pay a little more attention to that. If I just idle my truck less, if I just use my EPU, or maybe they identified that their EPU is due for a battery change. If you're not getting enough time out of your EPU, contact one of our shop team members. You probably need to get your battery swapped out. That's very possible. But what we want to do is use the tools to allow the transmission to maximize fuel efficiency and also the EPU to give you the comfort that you need and make sure it's working properly. I think it's pretty cool because Harry has recently gotten in the cadence of posting on our Facebook Team Cheema page some of the results that he's seen in the short few months that we've been utilizing True
Yeah.
Fuel.
And we'll start posting those in the driver's lounges as well.
But the net of it all is that we are identifying gaps where we are wasting fuel, we are spending less money and saving as a result of that.
So, Jamie, trivia: how much a week do we spend on fuel?
I don't know. You tell me.
Take a guess.
Let's say 20,000.
Wow, you're bad with numbers.
I'm bad with
Yeah.
numbers.
Glad you're not in accounting.
No, I got a guy for that. I got a guy
So
for that.
we're spending about $525,000 to $550,000 a week on fuel.
Woo!
So
I was way off.
yeah. So if we can get 2% or 3% savings, that's a lot of money. And let's face it, the economy, the way the freight rates are, everything is pretty depressed. It's been that way for a while. I don't see it coming back tomorrow, hopefully soon. But we need to do what we can to save every single penny we can to keep going and be strong.
So a little bit goes a super long
Oh yeah,
way,
heck yeah.
especially a fleet of 500. So I appreciate everybody's effort on that. Those in-cab alerts I know can be a little bit much, but what we're finding is as we're having these coaching conversations, as drivers are hearing the areas that they can impact most radically, those alerts are being fewer and fewer. And what they said in the training video, you guys remember, a quiet cab is an efficient cab, and that's the end goal. So thanks for your efforts on that front. Now I want to ask Harmon, give us a little update on the market. We've talked about this 23, 25, 28-month recession. Have we seen an end of that? Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? What's going on in
I
the
just
world
talked
today?
to a customer this morning, and they said that they stopped guessing. So I was like, "Well, dang, that's very, that's very promising." But I think with the current events that we've seen over the last few weeks, with the English language proficiency, the non-domicile drivers, all these things cracking down, I think there's some more coming as well from the feds. That we saw a little bit of a spike, but just demand isn't really there overall. So it is a little busier for sure. We see that because there's a lot of those drivers that are leaving the market, which all in all, hate to have somebody lose their job, but all in all, it's a supply and demand game. And so we need fewer trucks and fewer drivers, and we need more demand for the market to correct. But a lot of us good trucking companies are still a lot of cents away from being able to be in the green. And that's the truth. Whether you look at public companies or whoever, that's where we're at. So it's tough, but the positive side is I have seen an uptick. Hopefully we get a little bit of a peak with Q4 and people go Christmas shopping and those things, and Thanksgiving rush a little bit, right? Buying turkeys and stuffings and whatever else. Ooh, stuffings sound good right now.
It does.
A lot hungry. But yeah, so we are seeing a little bit of an uptick for sure, but it's nothing crazy right now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do the best we can as things progress to make sure we're hauling the best freight that's suited for our drivers and the most drop and hook freight we can find out there for our drivers to keep them rolling, because that's the goal. If you're churning and you're making miles and you're making money, so is the company. If you're sitting and you're not churning and you're not making miles, then we're not either. We're all in it together, right? Bottom line. Now, sometimes there are cases where we have to go sit at a grocery receiver because maybe that customer gives us 50 other lanes that are all drop and hook, or and this is the good with the bad a little bit, right? Hopefully there's not a lot of that. There's not. I know that for a fact. There is a few sometimes, but we're trying our best to keep you guys rolling and keep it all drop and hook as much as we can.
all the more reason to find efficiencies like
Yep.
True Fuel has helped us do.
Yep. And for the driving staff, it's been a long year. We saw a lot of broker freight where we were live loading and live unloading more just to keep the fleet moving. I think we're past a lot of that now. We're not doing as many broker loads anymore, which is live load, live unloads. We've got more customer freight. We've got our customers' demands peaking just a little bit. So that's better freight for everybody. And we're starting to see that. So hopefully we'll continue down that path and continue to bring on some more customers and do less of that broker freight, which is less driver friendly freight.
Yeah. I appreciate our drivers. They're grinding it out. They're getting their routines and their habits and their communication dialed in with their driver manager. So they come in and they let me know, no, I'm actually doing good. I know you guys have been talking about the market being what it is, but I know a lot of drivers out there just keeping their nose down, keeping their ETAs current, and they're getting their miles.
Yep.
So
And for those of you that wonder sometimes, well, what's Harmon doing? What's he up to? Well, I spend a lot of my times in operations, whether it's in Pacific or in Lathrop or wherever, and I'm right there in the thick of it and trying to figure out how to make customer service more efficient, try to make operations more efficient, try to make everything more efficient to get our drivers, keep them moving. So I'm right there with you also. If you want to find me on one of the ops floors, you can come say hi, no problem.
getting her done.
Yep.
Getting her done. Leading by example. That's what I love. Next topic. OS&D. OS&D. Overage
Shortage and damage.
and shortage and damage. Let's talk OS&D. What do you want to share with the team about OS&D?
Well, let's say this. What is not OS&D?
The deliver went smoothly with
So,
no
I
extra
would say
or under or
I would
damaged product.
I would say if you have a whole load that gets refused, that's not OS&D. That's a refused load. That means your driver manager should get with customer service right away, and we should get a hold of the customer and say, hey, what do you want us to do? Not get transferred to OS&D and go through a ticket system and do all those things. Like that's not OS&D. OS&D is you delivered your load and there's a pallet refused, or you delivered your load, there's 3 boxes that came back, or you deliver your load, there's some 6 cases of damaged sloppy Joe mix or whatever. Sounds good too. We keep talking about food.
I know. You must be hungry.
But that's OS&D. OS&D is also when there's a shortage after you deliver. OS&D is also when there's damages like we talked about. But OS&D is not an entire load refused or entire load shifted. And if you're a driver and your load shifted and they refused it, or they refused the entire load because of whatever reason, customer didn't order it, they no longer want it, whatever, and you get sent to OS&D to figure out, wrong answer. Escalate quickly to one of your fleet managers because the driver manager needs to get with customer service right away. We need to get a hold of the customer right away, not get you through a ticketing system, because it's not simple as 6 cases refused and we can deal with it later, or donate them or toss them or whatever. It's not. It's something we need to take action right away for our customers. So we're starting to slip on that a little bit. I think we got that corrected. But if you see that, drivers, do your part and say, no, Mr. Driver Manager or Mrs. Driver Manager, that's not the right policy. Go talk to the customer service rep, figure out what I need to do now. And if they're not helping, escalate to fleet management.
It's pretty critical that drivers understand that these need to be reported real time from the stop,
Yes.
from that delivery location. And so we can't do a whole lot.
Yeah,
if
all
we
of the things
leave.
I mentioned and true OS&D needs to be reported right away. So if you've got a paper load or a napkin load or a toilet paper load and there's 6 cases refused, or the other Costco stop took an extra pallet, we need to call that in right away. If we don't, then oftentimes a month later or 2 months later, when they actually get the POD or Costco says, hey, we didn't get this, they short the customer, they oftentimes come back to us as a claim, and we have no record of it because it never got reported in real time, and oftentimes we have to pay that claim, which then ultimately costs us money. So as we're trying to be more efficient with fuel, fuel in the right spots, and these kind of things, that all adds to the bottom line in this depressed market that we're in. So.
And to throw in a best practice reminder, anytime you do have actual OS&D on your empty call, when you're filling that out, trailer in, trailer out, it's going to ask you if you had OS&D. When you select yes, a little button appears, OS&D. You tap that, it takes you right to the OS&D form message, and you can use your tablet to tell us all about the OS&D, quantity, shortage, overage. Use the tablet, take pictures of any damaged product or any overage that we need to be aware of. And then when you send your empty call into us, that gets transmitted to us instantly. It's beautiful. So make sure you're using that when those instances occur.
Use the tech.
Now, you just mentioned the word POD in that last conversation. What is a POD?
It is a proof of delivery.
It's not payable on death?
No, not really, Jamie.
That's actually a banking term, by the way.
It's
but not to be confused.
It's proof of delivery. So
proof of delivery.
a proof of delivery, a POD is not anything different than your bill of lading or your paperwork. It is your paperwork. When it gets signed that it got delivered, it's now your proof of delivery. So that's another thing. All of a sudden, our drivers, most of them do a great job. Most are lacking, which is why we're talking about this. All of a sudden forget that we need a signed POD to get paid. And all of a sudden start delivering freight or dropping trailers, but then don't get a sign that they delivered. Now we can see it on the satellite delivered, but the customer still wants proof of delivery because they want to be able to bill their customer and get paid for the freight that they deliver or the pallets or whatever.
And somebody on site needs to verify that.
Yes. So please, let's go back to the basics here. Get your proof of delivery, because if it's not happening, I can't pay you, especially local drivers. You guys are listening. A lot of you are doing 5, 6 loads a day or 4 loads a day or 3 loads a day. It's ultimately that much more crucial for you to get the PODs.
Yeah. So to simplify the process, a bill of lading is your paperwork. You get it from the shipper, or if you're relaying a load, from the bill box. Once you give it to the receiver and they plop a signature on it, that bill of lading has just magically become a POD, proof of delivery. And without that, it's just a bill of lading, right? So we need to make sure somebody at the receiver signs that that's been received. Sometimes they have a sticker, whatever their method is, but there has to be something applied to that original bill of lading paperwork to transfer it into
showing
POD.
it is received.
Proof of delivery. Scaling loads is something you wanted to talk about. Tell me about it. Well, scaling loads, pretty critical stuff.
Once again, back to the basics. Most are doing a great job, most aren't. And so, you know me, I like to just say it the way it is. But all of a sudden, we've got drivers that are driving 300-400 miles, and then they decide to scale their load, and then they're like, oh man, I'm overweight. Well, shit.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Like,
that's a problem.
Yeah, and it's very expensive. We as a company have to pay at that point to get it reworked. If you had just scaled it nearby, we could have taken it back, and we could have had it reworked on the customer's dime, and probably got you paid, and we could have got paid for sitting around as well. But since that's not happening, we're losing lots of money doing silly stuff like this. There was a truck that came out the last week or this week, came out of Texas, got to California, overweight on their axles.
Oh, states away.
Yes, it was going to California. So we had to turn them back around to Arizona, go pay for the rework, thousands of dollars, and then continue on. So not only did we piss off the customer because we were being silly and dumb, but look at the inefficiency, look at the time wasted, look at the money wasted, just because we didn't scale it when we should have.
Yeah. So obviously the pain point drivers will say is like, where's the nearest scale to my shipper? Or, oh, it's taking time out of my day. I need to get down the road and make some money. Well, it's going to take more time if you didn't scale it and you run into an issue like that. Now your whole day is blown up. Now you're waiting for a third-party transloader to come show up and make that right. We might even need another trailer to come show up. All that is simply prevented if you identify a CAT scale near the shipper, get that scaled. When in doubt, scale it out and make sure it's legal. And one step further, because we do business in California, you've got to be aware of the California law, right? The bridge law requires that front of the center of that front axle, the trailer axle, is no farther back than 40 feet from the kingpin. So you have those decals on the trailer that point out where that is. The center of that frontmost axle has to be at or in front of that.
Front or the back?
The front axle.
You sure?
100%. All right. Yep, front axle at or in front of that 40-foot decal. And so make sure that when you scale it, it's set properly, because if you don't pay any attention to that and you scale it, and, oh yeah, it's legal, and you get to California and you realize, oh, I didn't pay any attention to the decal. I had my axle set way too far back, and now I still have a problem, just as though I hadn't scaled it at all. So make sure your slide axle on your trailer is set properly if that load is traveling to or through California.
Because the bridges are a little different in California, we know.
Yep. California is special. We know California is just special. We want to talk next about trailer seals and matching bill of ladings.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is basic blocking and tackling.
This is a back to the basics episode over here.
This is back to the basics. I mean, it's been a couple months without an episode, so it's good.
Yeah.
Get back to square one.
So most drivers are doing this, most aren't. But we've got loads that are going to Washington that, you know, drivers pick up, and it's going to Arizona, and they find out in Oregon. Like,
what? What?
Look at your bills. Make sure you got the right load. Check the paperwork. Check the PO numbers. Check the bill of lading numbers. Check the destination. Make sure you got the right load. And then make sure you got the right trailer. Because sometimes you may have the right bills, but you picked up the trailer in the next spot by mistake. Things happen. We get it. But we've seen it all. and we're seeing more of it now. So I think it's just being lazy, but we need to correct it pretty quickly.
And it's probably being in too big of a rush.
Yeah.
Right? It's a tough industry when a driver is paid by the mile, and so they're incentivized to go, 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 go. But we have to have proper habits to make sure we don't miss on pretty significant oversights. When I teach orientation, I'll make sure, hey, you've got your bill of lading, you've got your load assignment on your tablet. Let's take a look at that bill of lading number. Bill of lading number matches. Trailer number matches. This thing goes to Anaheim, California. Whoop, Visalia, California. Wait, there's a discrepancy.
Say that city's name again.
Visalia? Visalia?
Visalia.
Visalia. But if there's any discrepancy,
Tomato, tomato.
pump the brakes, escalate to dispatch, make sure you understand where the error is. Maybe you got the right load and the paperwork just needs to be reprinted. That's also possible. But also checking the trailer seal number. Printed on the bill of lading paperwork should also match the physical seal on the back of that trailer.
Yep.
That's what we want.
Yep.
Basic blocking
Make
and
sure
tackling.
seals are intact. Like, that's a big deal, right? There's a lot of theft out there, a lot of damages, all that. So please watch your seals. Be ultra careful. Check them and make sure you're getting seals.
Well, we about wrapped it up. Anything else you want to add to our viewers at home? Keep up the great work. We love you guys. We know we're talking about kind of rudimentary foundational trucking 101 type of stuff, but we want to continue to come to you with that stuff, right? I want Harmon to continue to come to me and say, hey, Director of Talent and Fleet Development, is like, make sure you're engaging my drivers. Make sure you're having events that they enjoy. Make sure you're leading your team with enthusiasm and positivity. If he's not doing that, hopefully I got enough in the tank to know better, but that helps reinforce what his expectations are so I know to meet them.
I'll tell you what, if Jamie is not leading his team with enthusiasm and hyperness and coffee, then I don't know who else will.
Yeah,
so.
and everybody would know.
Yeah.
Everybody
But
would
no,
know.
keep
What's
up,
wrong?
Yeah, keep up the great work, drivers. It's tough. It's a tough business. Hey, guess what? We're almost done with 2025, and maybe I hope 26 will be a better year for all of us, right? Hopefully things start moving again in the right way. We can get some of this back to the basics, blocking and tackling out of the way, and get used to it. If we need to talk about it every month, we will. Whatever it takes, but let's get back to doing what we're doing. Let's get back to being a great company. Let's get back to being, driver focused, which we are. Let's get back to being customer focused, and just really, let's go kill it. Let's go do what Cheema's known for, right? For our customers. So.
Like we have the best drivers in the industry, we want to have the best equipment in the industry, the best tools for you to do your job, and we constantly want to assess the work that we do to make sure we're efficient, not missing on gaps, and we want to make sure that we continue to deliver excellence day after day after day. So we continue to grow.
Absolutely.
Continue to be healthy and relevant.
And we can't be Cheema without you. So we appreciate everything you do, because at the end of the day, we only know two things: trucking and trucking.
That's right. And trucking.
Yep.
Hey, like and subscribe this thing. Harmon, thanks for some time today. I really appreciate just sitting down as often as we can and just standing up.
Yeah.
Jumping around.
Hopefully everybody knows
dunked in dunk tanks.
We keep it real here.
Yeah,
right?
We keep it real.
This is Cheema.
If you want more information about Cheema Freight Lines, if you want to apply, go to teamcheema.com. If you want to give us a call and talk to one of our specialists, 844-424-3362, beep, beep, bop, boo.
Or 8444 Cheema.
For Cheema, give us a call. Let's talk trucking. Hey, have a great day. Stay safe out there. We'll see you next time.